Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 here on Rawslowgaming, where we're playing Bath City Football Club and trying to take them to the top of Premier League and beyond. So far, we are about 1/4 or 1/4 into the Venera National League South first season, and we're doing quite all right. We're sniffing at a playoff spot, and we hope that we can keep the trend that we have going to bring us up in that area, and hopefully towards the top places in the league. City here in the league positions, we have moved up here steadily after having a very deep down to 19th in the early stages of this season. And we'll get into the match here against Chelmsford, or the team pickings for it if nothing else interesting happens before it. So see you there. Alright, so here we are at the match day, and according to the bookmakers, it's a very even match that we're going to see here. So hopefully we will be on top here due to being at home and having the odds makers on our side or something like that. So let's check out the selection here. So Edwards obviously is not available since he's on international duty. So who should we pick instead? I guess it's Stern or Watkins, and I don't really want to put any of them in, but I guess we'll go with Stern. And he will get to play in winger attack. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Other than that, it looks all right. Yeah, definitely looks all right. So we have the correct players on the bench as well. Yeah, looks fine. Absolutely fine. So we'll continue here. And Britton and Brunt have a good partnership now, which is very nice to see. And very good for us that they play well together. And actually had a little bit of a look on the history there of Ryan Brunt. And he's had quite a career, really, a sad one of sorts. So to say that he belonged to quite a good club from the start, like QPR or something like that, I believe. And I played in debuted in League One, and then as time got by, got loaned out and didn't get playing time and everything like that, dropping down league to league until he's now in Bath City and Venera National League South. And looking at his rating, he's a good player for most Venera National League teams. So yeah, kind of sad for him. So we'll hope that we can manage to get him up to Venera National League and let him play there. That would be nice for everyone involved, so to say. And we'll still get some feedback there from the players, even though our assistant manager is not supposed to be able to say anything from the sidelines, but something he's saying something somehow. Very uneventful first off. I don't think we even saw a single highlight there, and the scoreline then obviously 0-0. So that's pretty even. We are a little bit behind by the looks of it, but it's all right. And we'll start the second half here, and we'll shout something, show some passion. I think is a good shout here. Shots are dropping down here a little bit, or we're dropping after rather. And first highlight here in the match in the 64th minute, it is Chelmsford that is in control of the ball, unfortunately. Playing the ball back and forth here in their defensive line, but doing a bad long pass and batting picking it up here and driving it forward, playing it wide to the left-hand side to Pearson, passing it back to Riley Lowe, and he chooses to pass it all the way back to our central defender, to Baxter, and back to Riley Lowe, and back to Baxter here again. And he chooses to pass it all the way back to our keeper. And now I'm a little bit nervous about what he will do. He passes it out to Baxter here again. And he passes to Batten, and now we have pressure quite high from Chelmsford, and Batten doing a bad pass there, and a chance for a counter-attack here, maybe for Chelmsford. Yeah, getting the ball back here again. And a long ball up towards Dallas, and it's a goal here for Chelmsford, unfortunately, in the 65th minute. So Chelmsford taking the lead, and Bassett trailing by 1 here in the mid stages of the second half. Not what we wanted to see here, but I felt it coming the way it was played, and not too much to do about that shot, but the defender there really should have cleared that. And I guess that must have been Harper due to the rating that he has there. But we'll switch out Riley Lowe there actually, and Pearson. Both players are tired there, so we'll switch around a little bit. And yeah, we should have Tom Smith here maybe instead of Richards. So we need to look at that for next match. And that's everything we'll do now. And then we'll shout the man more, and we'll go to positive balance mentality. And we do have a corner here in the 74th minute, Stern with the corner towards Brand, but headed just over the top bar there, unfortunately. And we'll shout one more time, show some passion here. And do one more substitution, I think we do. We'll switch out Brandt here and bring Man in for the last few minutes. I don't think that will do any difference, unfortunately. And there we have it. It didn't. And the final scoreline for Bassett versus Chelmsford is 0-1. Shots 9-13, shots on target 4-5, and possession 48-52%. So definitely not what we wanted to see here, and it was a tight match, and yeah, we probably should have lost that one very close, just as we did. So it's not great, and I think we're still like, no, it can't be true, but I know that we got a news feed maybe last episode or the episode before that we hadn't won on home field yet, which is really bad, but I think we had got to have done that by now. Unfortunately, dropping down to 10th there in the league, 5 points up to a playoff spot and 14 points up to the league leader, so that's obviously not too great. And 959 attending that match, so quite a good attendance, I think, for this level for us. And yeah, we'll see you in 3 days here in the match against Wellstone. Alright, so the next match here in this episode is against Wellstone, and this is looking to be a tough one for sure. We're playing away, and they are second in the league and have a great form looking like, and everything like that. We are a little bit inconsistent, as it says for sure. And we have already switched Smith back in here. Edwards is still on international duty, unfortunately, so can't do anything there. And yeah, I think we should have Richard instead of Simpson here on the bench. So we play Richards before Simpson. Simpson is, well, he's a decent player for sure, but we have Richards that is more interesting and a perfect match with Smith here, backup to Smith rather. And yeah, I think that's everything. Otherwise, everyone is looking fit enough or fresh enough. So we'll just continue the game here and go to match. And we're still on balanced here. Could definitely go a little bit down in mentality. So we'll go to cautious here for the start of this match, and we'll see what we get here. Hopefully we get something good. I would think that we don't get something good, but I certainly hope that we are. So far 20 minutes in or a little bit more, not much happening and not much in terms of stats and chances or anything like that, But we do have the first chance here in the 25th minute, and it's a goal for Wellstone United, or Wellstone here, unfortunately. They take the lead 0-1 then for Bath City versus Wellstone, and looks like a pretty good attack. Probably should have saved that before, and better marking there on McCoy. That feels like the biggest mistake there. But we get the highlights straight after, here in the 26th, 27th minute. Chilwell with a free kick. Snapping it up here, Baxter playing it wide button to Britton, and it's a goal, but it's been disallowed for offside. And that looked like a pretty clear offside. Yeah, it's miles offside. Miles offside. So unfortunately not a goal there. And we'll shout something that we didn't get to shout because someone shouted something, which is frustrating. And another free kick here. Schiller's with it to Smith, and Batten, will you pick that up? No. Clearing there, but we managed to pick it up really low here, and you managed to still stay in control of the ball, but we're passing back and back and back, and that makes me worried. Really low to Smith here now. We're a little bit in control, and Britton are through 1-on-1 versus the keeper, but the keeper saves there. Oh, how unfortunate. And a free kick, so I guess it must have been offside as well for the second time in this match. So after one half, we're trailing by 1, but looking at stats, it should probably be even more, to be honest. So we're sort of glad that it isn't. And we'll hand over to assistant there and continue the second half here. And as we do that, I'll say a small reminder to smash that like button if you're enjoying the show. It really means a lot to anyone that is doing YouTube and everything like that, and a great way to show to me that you enjoy the content. If you don't enjoy it, hit the dislike button. If you're enjoying it, do remember to hit the subscribe button as well, so you get notifications and everything like that if you want to follow along on the journey. If you for some reason would like to support the channel even more, check out the membership tab and the perks there. Actually some pretty cool perks where you can get to name one youth player per year in either FIFA Manager or Football Manager 2020. One game year. So that's pretty cool and interesting if that is something you're interested in. So with that said, back to the match here, and unfortunately we are watching the replay here of Wellstone extending their lead, now 0-2 for Bassett versus Wellstone. And highlight straight after here, Bassett with the ball at the moment and in control, but we never know quite what will happen. Playing here in our defensive area, it's not too great. We'll change our mentality to positive, even though we will probably fail that, and we're doing a bad pass here. And Wellstone getting a super run there, and it's another goal for Wellstone here in the 50th minute. So now the scoreline is 0-3, and yeah, definitely don't have a good match here. So we'll shout the man more directly as well. McCoy getting a free run there, and a really strong shot it looked like, and to the top corner there. But I feel like Clark really should have been able to get on hold of that, but not the case there, unfortunately. So if we didn't have many highlights in the first half, we are having many here in the start of the second half. Unfortunately, it's all goals for Wellstone so far, pretty much. But here we go again in the 53rd minute. Still going on strong with the highlights, and it's still Wellstone with control of the ball. Now to the center of the penalty area, and it's another goal for Wellstone here. And now the scoreline 0-4 for Bath City. And we had a pretty good goal difference at the start of this episode. Now it's not so good. I think we're still +1, but yeah, this is not at all what we wanted to see in this match. Very, very frustrating, and we're so far behind. And yeah, I don't think really the positive mentality have helped. We're just getting run down here at the moment, and we have another highlight here in the 57th minute. McCoy with the ball again here, passing to EP8. That's interesting. He's a good player. I think we bought him for a little while in our other save, or one of my saves that I've done this last year. And the ball to Pearson here, so Basity getting in here with a counter turn to the ball, but can't get through. He maybe can cross it. No, out for a corner. So will this corner be anything dangerous then? The cross is in, but yeah, not really to anyone. And yeah, the highlight were over there, so no fun match at all so far. So we'll switch Backstra to having a bad game. We'll switch Conor Riley out to tired, and we'll switch Chilvers out. That's sort of tired as well. Even though that's the player that we do need most, probably. But for now, we'll just play defensive and try to ride this out and not get even more goals against us. I feel like that's the best option for us at this stage. We can't really come back from this versus this team. I don't see that happening, so that's what we'll do here. And we now are entering extra time, and there we have full time. And so the final result for Bassett versus Wellstone is 0-4, shots 9-13, shots on target 1-10, possession 57-43%. So looking on the stats, we're actually not that far behind, but we're obviously not hitting the target. Possession though, clearly to Bassett, but of course if you're playing a little bit more defensive and everything, you might have more possession, but overall the stats definitely not reflecting the result, which is far worse than the stats say. So obviously the lads didn't have a good match either, so that's something to think about. After one half it were all right, but not so much after full time at all. You weren't at your best in the third. Come off. Yeah. Unhappy costly mistake. Sure. Not happy with your performance. Everyone at 6.3 or lower are getting a division talk there, or a talk. So to say, we're still intense, or yeah, I think we didn't really change any spots there. And we are now 6 points off from a playoff spot, and 17 points up to the league leaders, which obviously it's not going to happen that we are winning the league this year, but one could always dream, so to say. And yeah, that will be it, and we'll see you in 4 days against Go Sport. Alright, so it's time for the last qualification round of the FA Cup here against Go Sport, so hopefully a good game for us. And the odds are on our side, so hopefully we can have a good game. Obviously we are struggling, or have been struggling here for a fair bit, which is tough for us. Would like to play in Edwards, but he's a little bit in a low condition, so we'll play Stern here this match as well. But we'll bring in Edwards in the next match. And we're not really going to make any changes here still. I know that the team can do better than they have done this last couple of matches, so I hope that we can see the change in form in this match, which should be totally possible, and what we're going to hope for. And let's see here, hand over to assistant 2 times in a row and knock kick off and play to get things going. And I'll comment the match just as we always do here on Rawslowgaming. We're taking gaming raw, slow, and nice, or at least according to me, and how you should play a game, or how I want to play games at least. Stop shouting at the players, god damn it. We don't need to shout at them that much that you're doing and the wrong thing. What are you shouting? Stop shouting at our players. Right, so a goalless and chanceless first half here. And as I said, goalless and chanceless. So obviously the scoreline is 0-0. And the stats are showing that we are having a little bit of an overhand, but not much. We'll hand over to assistant here. And yeah, ratings were fine. No one special that we really needed to note to there. First highlight of the match here in the 49th minute. Best City with the control of the ball. Harper with a throwing, passing to Smith, and getting the ball back and passing back to Smith and to Chilvers. And he's passing back to Clark here. And as soon as Clark is handling the ball, I'm a little bit nervous. So passing to Baxter and up to Riley Lowe here on the left-hand side. Passing up to Pearson. Pearson getting through here maybe. Can he cross? Yeah, he can cross, but not really through. But it's a goal here in the 49th minute. And it's Stern there with a good header and a good cross more importantly, by Pearson. We do take the lead here early in the second half. So that's pretty darn nice at least. And hopefully that will shake the team into life and they can play a little bit more relaxed, and our assistant don't need to shout anything or anything at all, or and things like that. And I'm stuttering, which is not too great. Next highlight here in the 55th minute, looked like we were going to snatch that ball up easy, but we weren't. Oh, and they hit the post there very hard on that cross and header, and we managed to get it out of play here on the sidelines. And we do have another highlight here in the 16-minute mark, just before we are substitution, a player 2. And it's a goal, but it's been disallowed for offside there. Written, I don't think he were that clearly offside this time. Or was it? No, not that quite clear, but still clearly. So, oh, come on. Why are you shouting no pressure? There is pressure and everything. So we'll put in Richards here instead of Stern for this time. Not really sure if I should have done that, but we did that. We'll put in Mann instead of Pearson. And we'll put in Watkins actually instead of Brunt here. So all new faces pretty much. And what should we shout? We'll show some passion when we get the chance, I think. So next highlight here in the 74th minute. City in control of the ball, and that is what we want to see throughout this highlight. Man driving it forward here in the towards the penalty area and shoots, but pretty well wide there. So come on, let me shout something just so they are stop being uninterested. And fired up, which is good here. And we do have another highlight here in the 84th minute. Goal kick from GoSport, but we managed to snatch that up. Watkins dribbling a bit and passing wide here to Man that were pretty much standing still though. Passing back into the midfield. Chilvers passing up to Smith, again to the midfield to Man, back to Chilvers and to Riley Lowe here, and back to Smith very much in the middle of the midfield, playing it wide here to Harper, switching sides finally, and Richards here with a chance to cross. Obviously, he totally misses that though, and I hope that they miss the clearing, which they do. Riley Lowe picking up the loose ball, and he crosses it, and it's to Britton, and this time it is a goal for Bassett in the 84th minute, and securing the win here, and finally Britton getting back on the score sheet. I think that's a couple of games ago that we really had him scoring, or Brunt as well, I guess. But yeah, an important goal there for Britain, and an important goal for the team, I would say, as well. And yeah, quite a nice goal there. So highlights straight after here, and on the kickoff, and it's GoSport with control of the ball, playing it wide here on the right hand side, crosses it in towards the middle. But misses everyone, but still have a chance to cross it there, but misses. And it's a chance for a counter-attack here for Bath City. Watkins with a big run. Will he pass in to someone? Okay, he passes into Man, who shoots and hits the post. Very nearly another goal there, and a very good chance. Britton passing in to Smith, and blocked to Richard, and blocked 2 times in a row there. And highlight should be over, but it doesn't seem like it is. GoSport coming here on the left-hand side, but an injury in the middle of everything there. And we're into extra time, and I think we are about to end the game, which we are. And here is the final result then for Bassett versus GoSport: 2-0, shots 19-13, shots on target 8-4, and possession 55-45%. So a pretty good match for us and a good result. So turning things around here a little bit in the last match of this episode. So that's good. A good way to end the episode. And 913 attending that game. And we get 21k, which is obviously really good for us. We actually get 22k almost. And looking at our finances, let's do that a little bit quicker before we end. Our overall balance is 75k, so obviously getting an extra 20k is making a huge difference for us. So far this month we are doing really good. We should somewhere have a summary of the season. I don't know how we are doing this season, actually. Projection, that is what we want. End of season here, turnover, transfer budget, profit loss. We have a projection of minus 42k, which obviously is not good, but hopefully we can turn that around. With that said, that will be everything for this episode. So I hope you have enjoyed watching it, and I hope to see you soon here again as well. With that said, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right, our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.